Hi everyone, I'm Hannah from Spiritual Tarot, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce myself as your tarot reader. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about me and who I am, because I know that when you are looking for someone to read your tarot cards, you're looking for advice and guidance, that's not something that we should take lightly. And just sending your money to anyone on Etsy or Instagram can be a little scary. So I am kind of hoping that by watching me and watching my video, you can get an idea of my energy and how I read. And if it's something that you vibe with, then please go on my social media or on my Etsy and request a reading from me, because I love meeting you all and getting to read for you. So I have been reading tarot for others for a little less than a year. It was something that I knew I wanted to do for a long time, but then when I finally took the plunge, I have just been met with such a positive reaction, and it's given me just like my passion in life. And I never expected that when I started reading tarot, so I feel very blessed to share my gift with everyone, and hopefully if I can help even a few people, then that is good enough for me. So I am also lucky enough where I work full-time, totally in another industry, and I have supportive friends and family, so I am lucky that, at this point I'm not really worried about doing this just for the money. So this is a secondary job that I do because I love it, and I'm really hoping that it will grow into more than just, a thing that I do in my free time. I have a lot of dreams for Spiritual Tarot, and this is just the beginning. So I hope that you guys all know that, and so also I just kind of want to say, as my side note, as my dream for my business, all the money that you guys are spending to get readings from me is just being saved and funneled into growing my business and sharing it with others. And I really believe that that's important, because if I just believe that there's a lot of power in your money and where it's coming from and what it does. So by kind of taking the people who from the very beginning have believed in me and have invested in believing in me, and taking that money and putting it towards something that I believe in and that I want to grow, I think that's the best use of it. So I don't want, I feel like that's the highest integrity that you can maintain. So that being said, that's kind of where I am right now with Spiritual Tarot. So if you purchase a reading for me on Etsy, which is really how I'm accepting readings right now from new clients, because I do work full time, sometimes it does take me a little bit longer to process it and do your reading and send it your way. So do know that there is a little bit of processing time. That's because I spend a while doing the readings, even small readings. I just want to talk about my process a little bit. When I do a distance reading, I can do it from anywhere. You don't have to be sitting in front of me, which is why purchasing a reading through the internet actually does work. For me, it is very helpful if I can see a picture of you. So if you're new to my readings, I ask, when you purchase it on Etsy, that you send me a message via Etsy with your email address. And then from there, I will actually email you from my Spiritual Tarot email account, and I'll just ask you for some basic information depending on what reading you have purchased from me. So I'll ask for your name, just a photo, like it can be just a selfie. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, and if you don't feel comfortable sending me a photo, that's okay. But if you are okay with it, then yes, please definitely send that because it helps a lot. And then your question or area that you want me to focus on. So it doesn't have to be specific. It can be. It's really up to you. And that's really it. And then so the reason I'll go through my process when I receive your reading. So the reason that it takes a while is because I don't just, pull a couple cards and type a few sentences and send it your way. I have to designate, at least an hour to where I sit and I do a meditation first. I do a meditation process where I use visualization to kind of channel your energy, so as if you are sitting in front of me. So that's how distance readings work, and that's why a picture really helps me, because I can just, visually see you in front of me as I give the reading. So and I also do, most of the time, get messages directly from your spirit guides during the meditation. So when you receive a reading from me, either via an email that I write out or a video like this, the first chunk of me talking to you is usually just a recap of information I received psychically directly from your spirit guides, and the cards aren't usually even involved in that. So they usually have some messages for me, and then the second part, and then usually I don't have a spread. So if you're familiar with tarot reading, usually people do like different spreads of how they lay out the cards. I go into the readings 9 times out of 10 not knowing what spread I'm going to do. And I ask your energy and your spirit guides to tell me what to use, and everything's kind of channeled. So they show me how I should be, using the cards. So the second half is me actually dealing out the cards and then doing the reading. And when I do a video reading, I usually just put the camera up and as I'm putting the cards out and everything, just kind of, I just say what comes to me. So there's no writing down process or reading from a paper. It's just my reading first time and then I just go. So sometimes I'll kind of pause for a while because I'm thinking and getting the information. It takes a little time for it to come out. So yeah, it's it would be as authentic as if you were sitting in front of me. If you receive an email reading from me and I write everything, that actually can sometimes take longer because I will do the reading, and depending on how much time I have, sometimes I will just literally record myself on my phone, where I'll record my reading orally and then take a picture of it or write down some notes, and then I'll sit at the computer and type out a full reading. So full readings typed are actually 3 to 4 pages usually. I'm a natural writer, I always have been, and I really love going in detail. And for my readings, I don't feel I kind of break any spell by getting up and walking away and then walking back to the computer an hour later and typing up some more. So The thing I do love about email readings are like the depth that I can get into, because I really let it marinate. So if you have like a more complicated question, or you feel like it's a little more involved, I would almost suggest an email reading, because those are the most time consuming for me, and I do feel like I will get more insight. Like sometimes I'll like let it sit for almost a day. Like I'll pull out the cards, and then I'll start writing it, and a day goes by and I've got 5 pages of insight to send to you. So those are really great for relationship readings and things that have to do with other people. The video readings are really good for like personal development or any kind of advice. They both have their merits. It just really depends on like whether or not you're an oral kind of person, or if you like reading like the nitty-gritty details. So because not everyone's going to want to sit down and read like 5 pages of me typing. But I hope you would like that. So yeah, I guess the biggest thing is basically like, you can ask me like questions like, oh, what's going to happen in the year ahead, what's going to happen, but I don't consider myself a fortune teller, and I don't really consider myself, like, I think I do have psychic abilities, but I don't consider myself to be a psychic in that sense. So I haven't really cared to dive into the fortune telling aspect of the craft. So I'm not usually going to use the tarot to answer, questions like, am I going to have a baby in a year? Am I going to have a house or whatever? And, or am I going to buy a house? Or what day is he going to propose? Those kinds of things may come up. I like doing a year ahead spread, so I can kind of get a sense of like the energies, like when would be best to do certain things or what may be happening in those times. But I don't like to predict definitive like dates and times. It's just not my area of expertise. Some people do that. It's not me. I'm more of an energy reader. I work heavily with energies. So for me, it's all about getting a sense of how energies are interacting with you, and the energy of the universe, energy of other people around you, whatever it might be. So it's a little more etheric. It's a little harder to describe, but basically, at the end of the day, my readings are going to be about what is best for you, what is going to help you, advice that's going to push you in the right direction and the path that you're supposed to be in, what relationships are helping you or hurting you, how your, energies are, like where they're coming from, where they're feeding from, and what you're putting it back out into the universe. So all of my readings essentially are just advice based and meant to kind of give you perspective and clarity to whatever your situation may be. So I hope that, once again, I hope this helps. I hope that you enjoyed watching this and that you understand how I am as a tarot reader. And if you're interested in receiving a reading from me, I have my pages linked below to my Facebook, where I'm Facebook The Spiritual Tarot Reader. On Instagram, I'm just Spiritual Tarot. And then also my Etsy page where you can purchase readings from me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.